Hello, good morning. All right, sound check. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so today is the last day of the week, Friday, October 11th. GBP, JPY. So we had interest rates on. Sorry, we had a news, a high impact news on GBP, JPY. GBP, the pound, which was GDP, gross domestic product. So if you understand, it's about gross domestic product. It's about measuring the total production or the total goods and services produced by a country, excluding some things but I've forgotten. So changing the
Hello, sir.
total. Hello.
Okay, please, not the screen. Please, I'm not seeing your screen.
So
Okay.
GDP simply means the measuring the this thing, the cost measuring the goods and services produced by a country. So change in total value of goods and services produced by a country. So if the GDP to affect, if in case maybe we are having, so according to the numbers provided, the previous month was 0.0, the current month was 0.2. So that means what? GDP, there was an increase in GDP, which is good for the economy. So if more goods and services are provided or produced by a country, I think it's good for the country. So they had 0.2, which is a good impact to the economy. So we needed to see GBP pairs rise. And so let me check GBP USD and see whether there was. So I was expecting some bullish movement in. I was expecting this sell on, but I think it happened during the Asian session. I was expecting it to retest on this one, then we will see the sell. But I think it happened. There was there was high impact news, or I don't know whether there was volume during the Asian session, so it got invalidated. We would have taken a sell over here, ride it to the side, but I think it got invalidated. So YouTube, can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me see. So currently, I think GBP JPY, there was something like an opportunity on it, but it's not that clear. So Friday, today is Friday. We are here to just to talk about, do a reflection, talk about what's experience, not something. We are not going to be rushing trades. Today is Friday. I think this week has been good, so I don't want to ruin the week. So unless I see a high probability trade, anything sketchy, I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to make sure things that are hot clear to me. Okay, that's how trading is supposed to be. Don't rush into like every single minute you want to take a trade. It doesn't work like that. That's why most people are failing in trading. They thought they have to be trading is like a sales business. I've been saying this thing more often. Trading is like a sales business. In sales, if they buy, in case maybe they buy your product or service today, more people are rushing to you buying more of your product and service today. Doesn't mean tomorrow it's going to happen like that. That's why when you get profit today, when you get money, you need to save some for what? The bad days or the rainy days. You get it. You don't have to spend all your money. Same thing in trading. If you get money this week, don't spend all your money and thinking tomorrow another will come. It doesn't work that way. Save some for what? If there's no opportunity. So you see an opportunity the opportunity that you executed at other time. You get it. So that's how trading works. It's not about taking trades every day. Trading. Those who have been taking, like those who never knew about this thing, like found, I don't know how to even put it. So like you need to understand how the game is being played. You don't have to be in the market every day trying to find an opportunity. So let's try and break down. I think I'm seeing an opportunity on the pound yen. So this is the pound yen GBP JPY. That's the pound yen. So Friday, 11th of October. So the news has already happened around 6 a.m. So I don't know whether it's had an impact. So I'll check it. Let me refresh this and see what happened. The actual data that came. Okay, so I think GDP was good. The gross domestic product was good. It was good. So we needed to see the pound rising. The pound rising, appreciation in the currency, because the numbers that came. Okay, so I think it's the same as the forecasted number, but greater than the previous number. So GDP is good for the economy. So you need to see the rise in pound. So the monthly time frame on the pound dollar, the pound yen, we are having this support over here. You get it? There's this resistance. There's this resistance. There's this resistance. We had a support too over here at the monthly time frame. When you move to the weekly time frame, so as I've been saying last time, as I said we are the pound yen needs to, according to structure on the weekly, it was supposed to move it was supposed to move massively this week, as in a bullish trend. It was supposed to trend, or it was supposed to buy this week very well because of how structure is looking like. We had a nice structure on the weekly time frame. So on the daily time frame, so the weekly is what, an uptrend. The daily time frame is looking like, so it has retested on the previous. The daily time frame is already an uptrend. It's up, or it's a bullish trend. It has already hot. It has already created a support. So it's now retesting on this support level. You get it? It's now retesting on this support level. We had another resistance level over here. You get it? So what are you expecting? Since it has retested on this support level, price has broken resistance level. So let's move to the weekly time frame. On the weekly on the H4 time frame, you would have taken a buy. By the way structure is looking like, because it has retested on this level. You get it? It has retested on this daily level exactly. So you would have taken a buy, but the H4 structure, it would be like a counter trend. Okay, I'm not seeing the structure well, and at the same time we're having a support over here. We're having H4 support over here. So one thing about me is, what if the trend is not clear to me, even though I know the direction it might move up, but I'm not going to take it because it's not clear to me. I want to see clarity, something that if I'm in the trade, I'm not going to panic or worry whether I made the right decision or wrong decision, because no one is pulling a gun on me to make a decision to take a trade over here. You get it? No one is pulling a gun on me. So it's looking good, but the H4 structure, usually I want the H4, H1, all the time frames to align, but I'm not seeing this structure well. Okay, I'm not seeing this structure. It might move up. It might move up. You see this one? It was making higher highs, higher low, higher high. So this candle invalidated this structure towards a downtrend. It invalidated it to a downtrend. This candle invalidated it to a downtrend, made it a downtrend, came back, retested on this level. So it's looking good, but the H4 structure is what is not clear. You would have taken a buy because you're having a tradable zone, a nice tradable zone. You get it? A nice tradable zone, looking good for us, a buy. But today is Friday, and at the same time, you see the H12 is looking good. We had a lot of, so one thing about the market is, what if you had a lot of consolidation at a point, if it breaks through out, what are you going to expect? When it breaks out, like this, the next move is going to be very massive. You get it? It's going to be very, very massive because we have had a lot of consolidation around this area. We have had a lot of consolidations around this point. You get it? And now the moment, because no candle, one thing you have to notice, no candle has broken above this one and closed before. No candle. They all tried. Unless you wait for the candle to break. If you are taking a buy, and sometimes too, you might take an aggressive buy based on the session or the time you find yourself. Okay, the time you find yourself. So if you have a lot of consolidation, one thing to go the conservative way, you either wait for the candle to break above, you get it, and you take a buy. Or one thing too that you can do is to what? Is either you take an aggressive entry when price break above. You get it? When price break the tips of this one, if price break the tip of this one, then you take a buy to the nearest zone. You get it? But I'm not going to take a decision over here because I'm not seeing the clarity in the H4 trend because it has retested on this higher time frame support. You get it? So I'm expecting it to buy, but because of how H4 has presented itself, because the weekly trend too is an uptrend. The weekly trend is an uptrend. The daily trend is what? An uptrend. It would have been a nice buy. You get it? It would have been a nice buy, but because of how sketchy, I'm not seeing the H4 wall. That's why I'm reserved. I would have taken this buy. You get it? I would have taken this buy, but the trend is not clear to me. H1 is looking good. The trend is up. You get it? H1 is looking good. The trend is up. So suppose maybe we had a structure like this. This is what I was expecting to happen. And retested on this one. Wow. I would have taken it without. It would have been the same thing as what you took on Monday, but with that one, it's a flip of what happened or it's a flip of what you are seeing over here. This one, there was a break, retested, what created a support trend continuation. But this is happening. This one is happening as a bullish one. Okay, this one is happening as a bullish one. This one created move up, created a support. What are you expecting? So it's the same thing, but this one I'm not clear with the structure. Okay, I'm not clear with the structure. I would have taken a buy without even thinking twice. So you see, the other time when I came to the stream, I executed because everything was clear, everything fits my trading plan or strategy. But this one doesn't fit the way I trade. It doesn't fit my trading plan. If I'm taking a buy now, that means I'm counter trending. Okay, it's a counter trend at H4 time frame. But I would love when all the time frames are in line. That's what I love to see. So this one like this, since you had a resistance over here, the candle hasn't broken above. It can just be a wick and the trend will continue down. You get it? The trend will continue down. It can just be a wick because we had a resistance over here. There's a resistance over here. So price can just retest on this resistance and try to because if you check the candles well, we had this candle. You see the body of the candle. This candle tried to break, move back again, move down again, try to break. The body closed below the resistance level. So it can happen. This one too is going to do the same thing. The body of the candle is going to close below this one, but I have a strong belief or conviction that it's going to move up because it is what time frame. You can see this zone over here, and you remember the last time on New York session, the trade we took, it fell on this zone. If you can remember, those in the private group, the buy we took on GBP JPY, there was this zone that price fell on. So I said we should wait for the candle to break and close. So we waited for the candle to break and close before we took a buy. Okay, so the same thing has was it the daily support? The daily support has also reflected, or has also uh, hit on this same H4 resistance that price struggled to break. So you see, the moment price struggled to break, the moment it broke, we saw the continuation of the trend. Okay, we saw the continuation of the trend. We saw the continuation of what? We saw the continuation of the trend to what? To continue up, but we couldn't hold. Price consolidated during the New York session. We were in profit, I think, like 20 pips, and what I was in profit like 20 pips, and the thing retracing because the target was around this side, at the daily zone around this side, and price decided to what? Consolidate because there was no volume during that time. The time of the day wasn't favorable. Okay, lending session would have even pushed it up, but because the volume time was trying to die during that time, so it couldn't move up. So later that it moved. So if you remember, was it Wednesday or so? I said there was going to be a buy over here, and it continued. So it's the same thing, but this one, the structure at H4 is not clear to me, and most of my analysis is based on the H4. Okay, most of my analysis is based on H4. H4. I normally consider or pay critical attention to the H4. The foundation of my analysis is based on H4, but I love to see all the time frames being in the same direction. That's what gives me high. That's why my win rate is very high. Okay, so I'm not going to rise this thing. I'm not going to take a buy now. It's not clear to me. I want to see clarity. Okay, I want to see clarity. If it is not clear, I'm not going to execute. Even though I have strong conviction that since this one is a strong zone, we are going to be taking it's going to move bullish. But I'm not going to take anything unless maybe I've seen something convincing. Something convincing is going to be something like this. If since this one has closed like this, created the bullish candle, I want to see this bearish candle breaking above this one, and the next one breaking. Then I will see a change in character, a change in structure, being aligned or align with the day time frame before I will take a buy. That's what I want to see. This is what I did to pass all my funding accounts. So why don't I repeat the same process? Why do I want to break my rules? I don't want to break my rules. I have to repeat the things that give me profitability. That's all what brings about success in trading. In trading, you repeat the things that you did that gives you success. You don't have to do something otherwise or something different. So I'm not going to do anything different. Okay, I'm not going to do anything different. This is what I want to see. So even though it looks good for a buy, but I'm not going to take unless I see something like what I indicated it on the chart before. So let's move to the GBP USD. So I was thinking, because this one was looking promising when I was about to sleep. So one thing I do is when I'm about to sleep, I check whether there was going to be an opportunity for the next day. So this thing was promising for yesterday it was around the Asian session. So Asian session was slow. So I was thinking maybe it's going to move to this side, create the same thing like as it did over here. Then I will take a sell. But it happens to be very quick. This one happens to be very quick. You get it? It happens to be very quick. So supposing maybe it happened during the lending session, you would have taken a sell because the trend is already down. So one mistake most people do is they try to go against the high time frame trend, which is very bad. Don't do that. If the trend is not clear, like what is happening at GBP JPY, I'm not going to take. But if the trend is clear, so this thing really, you guys are not paying attention. I don't know how people. If the trend, don't try to go against it. It is better for you to trade with the trend, and you are going to see a steep in your your P&L. If the higher time frames trends are they are all up. Don't try to sell. That's the secret in that's how to read the market. You get it. Follow the trend. So all the time frames are pointing down. The daily, unless maybe starting from the weekly time frame, even though this one hasn't closed, but the structure is looking like a downtrend. You get it? And even the weekly dip has been broken. You get it? So structure trend is a downtrend. If you move to the daily time frame, the daily time frame is what? A downtrend. Checking it well. This is the point the trend shifted. Okay, this is the point the trend shifted. So it's what? A downtrend. You get it? If you move to the H4 time frame, H4 time frame is what? A downtrend. Why do you want to buy? Tell me why you want to buy. All the time frames are pointing down and you want to buy. And if you lose, you complain trading is a scam. Meanwhile, you are doing the wrong thing. You get it? So follow the trend. So for me, before I will execute a trade, I even have to make sure all the trend are moving in the same direction. So that's why I'm very confident when I execute a trade, because I know it's going to move in my favor. So all the high time frames are in my direction. H1 is what? A downtrend. H1 is a downtrend. M30 is a downtrend. Why do you want to buy? Tell me why you want to buy. You have to wait for confirmation to see something that it has flipped an uptrend before you try to try to buy. By this point, all the time frame. So this is what I wanted to see, something like this. I wanted to see. I was thinking price is going to move to this side. Okay, I wanted to see trend to what? Retest on this one. Trend to move to this side before I'll take a sell bar. It happens to be very quick. It's happening very quick. Okay, it's happening. Let me check the 6 o'clock candle. So this was the news. So mostly one thing about GDP is what? It's not that impactful as compared to the other the high impact, even though it's it's very sensitive data to the economy, because GDP is very important. Okay, GDP, it helps the leaders, or it helps investors to know what is going on in the economy. Either the country is producing more, the country is doing well. GDP is very, very important. Okay, so it's an important data, but mostly as in its impact on the candles, as its impact on price, I don't usually see something of that sort. It doesn't move like massively like that when it comes to GDP. By CPI, retail sales, and those stuffs really have much impact on the currency pair that you are trading. So I was thinking maybe it's going to this is the news candle, so it wasn't all that impactful. This is the news candle. It didn't move massively like that. So this is all for. So there were the pound dollar, where you'll be taking a buy. So where you'll be taking a buy is maybe, so we have a lot of consolidations. So you see now prices was struggling to break this one. So you see, as price got to this one, it's retested. So if you are not paying attention to these levels, you are just doing yourself a harm. You see, as price got to the level, it's what price, the candle, the level rejected price came back again. So it's in a consolidation. The same thing that happened yesterday. You see how price consolidates around this point. So if you see support, if you see those zones, if you see more zones at a particular level, one thing you have to know is what the chances or the probability that price is going to consolidate is very high. Okay, that's higher time frame. When you see a lot of support and resistances level around a particular area, so we had a lot of support and resistances around this level. So that's why we are seeing a lot of consolidations. You saw a lot of consolidations around this side. So the same thing over here. You had what a resistance over here. We had what a support over here. So you see now price is ranging. So it's not advisable to be selling on this one, buying on this one. You get it? You have to always make sure price is free to move. That's the secret. You need to make sure price is free to move. So that's all. So for what I'll be expecting, we are having a support over here. We have a support over here. We have a support over here. So unless price has broken through, unless I see price breaking through this one before I'll take a sell. Okay, so for now, I'm not going for any buy. I'm not going for any buy unless I've seen structure shifting towards an uptrend before I'll take a buy. But for now, I'm not going to take any buy. I'm always in for a sell. So what I'm going to be looking for is always a sell opportunity. But as to when the sell opportunity is going to come, I don't know. You get it? Because now I don't see any clear trend over here. I don't see nice trends. You get it? They're all consolidating. So I want to see I want to see a break. If I see a clear zone, then I take a sell. Okay. If I see a clear zone, then you see the level is being priced. The level is rejecting price. So unless I see a clear zone before, I'll try to execute a buy. But for the meantime, I'm not interested in a buy. I'm interested in a sell for today. Okay. I'm interested in a sell for today. So if you can note, last time we said we wanted to take a buy if the candle broke. That was CPI. Was it yesterday? Yeah, that was CPI yesterday. CPI. So CPI, I was saying I'm expecting the dollar to appreciate in value. You saw it exactly. Okay, it happened. But you see the reason why mostly I tell you people to avoid trading the high impact. You see how what happened on the candle. You see how the candle was being created. I saw a sharp sell before price trying to flip up. You get it? But what happened was what the data that came up was way higher than not way higher, but it was higher than the forecasted number. Okay, it was higher, so that means it was good for the economy. That's why we saw. So it was a mixed data. The CPI year by year too, we saw 2.4. So okay, so at the same time too, we had unemployment claims. Okay, so that's why the candles move like that. So it was a mixture of what data. It was a mixed data. That's why we saw up and down this thing. So don't try to gamble on the news events. You get to try and stay out, stay calm, stay out from the listing when the news is about to be released. So you see what happened? The candle, I saw a sharp downward move. Then the thing started moving up again. Why do you want to put yourself in such situation where your account is going to be blown? So most people are not aware. So if you are not aware, anytime if you're a beginner, you are starting out, you are not aware of the fundamentals. Currency is what is heavily impacted or affected by what the macroeconomic events or macroeconomic activities in the country. Okay, it affects the currency very very well. So you need to pay attention to the activities. Fundamentals is very very important. You can't tell me you are focusing solely on technicals without checking the fundamentals. So assuming maybe you are in a trade like this, you are taking either I don't know whether you were taking a sell. Okay, let's say you were taking a sell over here, and this candle you place your stop loss over here. You see, you would have been stopped out. So if you tell me you are not focusing on fundamentals, you are just doing yourself a harm. So you have to always blend them together. You get it? You need to blend them together. So you check the fundamentals and you check the technicals together for you to make a correct or what appropriate decision. You can't rely solely on fundamentals and you tell me you are not going to focus on you can't rely on technical alone and you tell me you are not going to focus on fundamentals. You can't rely fundamentals alone and tell me you are not going to focus on technical. One thing about if you are focusing solely on fundamentals, you are not getting an entry is very very difficult. So assuming maybe you've read on GDP, you kept records of what the past data that happened, maybe the past data. Most of the times employment, you can start tracking what CPI or the inflation is going to happen or it's going to do in the economy. So maybe you can start tracking the job news or the employment data that's about to happen, the NFP and those things. You can be tracking them and you realize what actually is going to happen to what the inflation data. You get it. You can start tracking the retail sales and those things, and maybe you realize that maybe the upcoming CPI is going to you are going to see an appreciation in the currency. You can't you won't be able to determine when exactly to take a sell or when exactly to take a buy. You get it? One thing or what is going to help you to take a buy or take an entry is what a technical side. The technical aspect is going to help you to what? Take an entry. That's what the technical does. So when you are focusing solely to on the fundamental as the technicals too, you might not know when those high impact news that is about what hits the market, or that's about what happen or come to the market. Okay, so you might be in the trade and unexpected news or unexpected what candle will come and wipe your trade out, and what you will be in loss. So always pay attention to the red folders. So if you don't know the website I'm using forex factory, but we are having a lot of website that you can use for that. Okay, I think my FX books, you can check it over there. And today, most even some of the brokers are giving, some of the brokers, because of competition, they are really what, they are really up on the game, trying to give educations and those stuffs to their clients. So I think even most of the brokers too can update you on what is about to happen. But the one thing what I use is what, forex factory. Okay, but forex factory is what I use. So you need to make sure what you are paying attention to all the what, the aspect of trading, the technical aspect, and what, the fundamental aspect of trading. You get it? You can't rely solely on one part and what, you leave the other side not looking at. You are going to be what, you are not going to see profitable. That is a secret. Okay, so in this stream, what I'm doing is what, or what I'm trying to do is what, give you what I did that didn't help me. Okay, so that your journey is going to be shortened. So if you pay critical attention to them, by 1 to 2 months or 3 months, you need to see massive growth or massive improvement in your trading style or your trading. You need to see massive growth. Okay, because what is working for me is what I'm trying to preach on the stream. So if you're not seeing results, you need to show up every day and at least listen to what I've been saying. Okay, so you are the red jack man. Together you may God bless you. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting. So we are currently in a consolidation. So you see the resistance is rejecting price. So let's see, maybe in the next 2 minutes, lending open might even break out. You don't know what is going to happen. Okay, you don't know where it's, because I'm really interested in the buy, but because the structure wasn't good, I'm not seeing the clarity in the structure according to, because if you use the line chart, you can see it very well that what this H4 is what, a downtrend, which is what, against, for me it is against what, the higher time frame. I don't want to focus only, I usually blend the two together, okay, to make a decision. I would have taken a buy because the daily is looking good, but H4 is what is conflicting with my decision. I would have taken a buy by H4. So the market is always going to be there. I don't want to risk my money on something that I'm not sure of, that later I might what, regret. So I have to see clarity in the charts, on the charts, before I'll make a decision. If there was no clarity, I'm not going to make a decision over here. I need to see clarity, even though I'm in for a buy, but the charts, because the weekly trend is what, the weekly trend is an uptrend that I'm even expecting it to what, move to this side. You get it? Because the tip has been broken. Daily 2 is what, daily 2 is an uptrend. H4 is what I'm not seeing it well. So it would have been a nice buy, and I'm sure it's going to move by. But for me, I'm not going to be in this trade. You get it? I'm sure. So maybe lending open in the next 1 minute, you are going to see lending volume. So maybe lending volume is going to push price to the side. So boss, you are the red jack. You are the red jack. Together we move. May God bless you and your entire generation. Thank you, boss. Mentor, when it comes to strategy, can a day trader strategy be used on a swing or scalp? So with this question, I don't see, there's nothing like a day trading strategy, a scalping strategy. It's all about the opportunity the market is giving to you. So sometimes I can get negative risks to reward. So if you see something like this trade like this, I ignored it because I was not the risk to reward wasn't enticing to me. That's why I didn't trade it. Okay, so there was nothing like a scalping strategy. This person is a scalper, this person is a, so for me, sometimes I can get a trade that is going to give me a good risk to reward. So Monday, the only trade that gave me, Monday the trade, on the Monday trade, you can see it gave me a good risk to reward. So does it mean am I going to say I'm a swing trade? It was a swing trade. That's what that's what the market is giving to me. Where was the trade? So you see, I had a good risk reward on this trade. I think 1 to 2 or so. You get it? There was 1 to 2, 18, 8 or something. So there was 1 to 2 risk reward on this trade. You get it? There was 1 to 2 risk reward. Sometimes so I can get a trade that is going to give me 1 to 1. Sometimes I can get a trade that is going to give me one I'm risking one and what maybe 0.5 risk to reward. That means I'm risking one and what gaining 0.5. Okay, so it depends on the structure of the market. It's not about this is a swing trade, this is about this. Sometimes you can even go to what you can even go to the weekly time frame and you can still be getting 1 to 1. It doesn't mean when you move to the high time frame you're going to get a good risk to reward. It depends on what the market is presenting to you, the structure. You get it. Sometimes you can get a good zones. You get this according to how I trade. So don't force things to happen because you want 1 to 2. Because you want 1 to 2 risk reward. Because you want 1 to 2 risk reward, so you are going to go for you are forcing the trade to be in 1 to 2. I've been there before. You get it. Those time when I listen to people, they will tell you 1 to 2 is the best way to be profitable in the market. So you know something. The trade I'll be in profit. I'll just pull up my risk to reward ratio. I'll pull up the risk to reward ratio. I'll pull up the risk to reward ratio like this because I said 1 to 3. So maybe this my stop loss. This my the take profit is supposed to be around this side, but because I said risk to reward, I'll just maybe pull it till I get 1 to 3. You get it? I get 1 to 3. If I get 1 to 3, then what? I'll be saying this is going to be my target. But meanwhile, we had what a rejection levels over here that the chances that price is going to break through this zone is very slim. So I need to take profit over here, which is giving me 1 to 1.67 risk reward. I'm going to ignore this one and be focusing on the risk reward, which is very bad. So it's not about you determining the risk reward, it's about what the market is giving to you. So sometimes I can get 1 to 3 risk to reward. Okay, meaning I'm risking 1 and gaining 3 in the market. You get it based on what the market is presenting to me or the structure, how structure is behaving. So it's not about swing trading and you have to go for 1 to 3. You need to look at what's the structure, what is the market telling you, where is a sensible place for you to take profit. Okay, so that's why it's always important to know where it is good to take profit. That's why my win rate is very high. You get it? That's why my win rate is very high. So you need to pay attention to that. It's not about the risk to reward, it's about what the market is showing to you on the chart. If you are reading the chart, what is the market telling you? That's the most important thing. It's not about a swing trade. There's nothing like a swing trade. So sometimes you can get one to a scalper is someone who is in and out of the market very fast. Okay, maybe the risk to reward is very slim. So it's the same thing. Sometimes you can get a trade and the trade is giving you negative risk to reward. But if you strongly believe in the strategy, for me, for instance, I'm going to take it. If I strongly believe in the strategy, I'm going to take it. You get it? I'm going to take it. So it doesn't matter if it's not a swing, it's a scalp trade, it's the risk to reward is bad. It's about how strong I believe in what I'm seeing on the chart. That's the most important thing. How strong do I believe in what the market is presenting to me? So that's what I go for. So the market will surely buy because there was a fair value gap there to be filled. An order block. Hey Charlie. People are using big terms. Order block, fair value gap, and other stuffs. It's good. So I said I strongly believe this is going to buy because the structure I trade structure. So I'm not going to, since it is not clear to me, I'm not going to buy, but I believe it's going to do something unless maybe I see a shift in structure at the H4 time frame before I'll go in for the buy. You get it? I'll go in for the buy. So that's what I'm happening. So why do you type and you still delete? Well, are you not what do you call it? You don't believe in whatever you say. Why do you type and you delete, type and delete? So we have a strong levels over here. So before you take a decision, you need to make sure price has broken through before. Because if you can check the previous candle, it has rejected it several times. Okay, it has rejected it several times. So you need to see a break of that level before you take a trade. You get it? So let's look at gold and see what's happening over there. I really love analyzing gold, but I don't like trading it. So when you move to the monthly time frame, there was no structure to your left. The weekly too, there was no structure to your left. The daily time frame. So the daily time frame on gold, kind of not clear, like downtrend, not clear. So we are currently having what? A resistance at that point. When you move to the H4 time frame, the H4 is up. You get it? So the H4 is up. So what you can do is what you wait for price to retest on this one, retest on this zone. Price to retest on this zone, then you take the continuation. You get it? So now price is pulling back. So unless I see something like if price settle on this one before you take a buy, okay, before you take a buy. So the person is saying fair value gap. So as I've been saying every day, in trying to make money from the forex market, we have a lot of ways. You get it? You need to know what is working for you. That's the most important thing. No? You need to know what is working for you. That's the most important thing. You need to strongly believe in whatever you are doing. So fair value gap, things all works, but it's not about the tool, it's about the person who is using it. Okay, so something might be working very perfect for someone, but someone might be using it and it will not be working for the person. So it's all about the person who is using it and your experience level. You get it? So GJ is trying to move up. It's looking good for a buy. As I said, the structure wasn't clear. So the lending session has opened, and you'll be seeing massive moves in price now. So I'm very patient trader. You get it? I'm very, very patient. I don't jump into trades. If it's all about, so the way I trade is based on my wins. Okay, it's based on my wins. So if the thing is not clear according to the past trades that have been taken, I'm not going to take it. So that's how I do my things. If it is not in the way I trade, I'm not going to execute unless I've seen something that is in the trades that I've taken, because I'm moving based on what my past records or my past trades. You get it? I'm moving based on my past trades. So if it is not in line with the way I trade, I'm not going to execute. That's how I move. So we have a lot of consolidations over here. So the best way to go by this one is what? You wait for price. Yeah, but it depends on the time frame you are focusing on. So which time frame are you talking about? So it's not about Fibonacci or something. You need to Fibonacci and those things, or you can get a Fibonacci level, but if you are not moving with the trend, you might be doing the wrong thing. Okay, so you need to know, is it in line with the trend? That's the most important. I strongly believe it's going to move up, but as in the trend is not, I'm not seeing the trend very well, because if you use line chart, you can see it very well that this is just a counter trend, and I don't counter trend. But the daily time frame is what? A bullish trend, and there was no entry on the daily time frame. You get it? There was no entry when it comes to the daily time, even though we are in a level that price might move up. but the daily time frame didn't present any opportunity. Okay. The daily time frame didn't present opportunity. So I'll not be going in for a buy. I'll be staying out. Today is Friday too. So I'm just going to stay out from this trade. Even though everything is looking good, but I move with the H4. H12 is, yeah. So let's see what's going to happen. So I trade some things that are clear to me. If it is not clear, yeah. So if you are saying it has retraced 100%, you have to look at the structure too. Okay, the trend. You see, it was moving up, down, down. You get it. This is the point. Before, for you to identify a shift in trend, identify a downtrend. If you want to see whether there has been a shift in an uptrend, if it breaks the high, comes back and break the low, trend has shifted. So at this instant, price has broken the high, it has broken this one, comes back, it came back, broke this one, this low. You get it. So now the trend is what? An up downtrend. So that's what I'm saying. I want to see a shift. Okay, so it's not about it has gotten to a key level, or it's not about it has gotten to a strong level, but I want to see a shift, because this one too, as it was moving down, this was what? A level that this one invalidated it. And this is how mostly price move. If it is moving up, down, up, okay, higher, 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 low, or maybe if it is in an uptrend, if it breaks, okay, if it breaks this one, what are you expecting? You are expecting it to retest on this one, and trend will continue. So this one has broken this one, you get it. This one has broken this one. I'm expecting it to retest on this one, then continue down before either it's going to move up again. So this is something that I'm looking up to on the chart. You get it. This is something that I'm looking up to on the chart. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking up to for the chart to happen. I'm looking up to for it to happen on the chart. So it can happen that it's going to break. If it breaks, I don't care, because it's not in my trading plan. Okay, I want to see clarity. I don't force things to happen. I want to see clarity, but it might move up. Okay, but I'm not going to take it. So I'm just going to observe it and see what's going to happen. Unless maybe I've seen something like this, retested this one, continue. Then if it's closed like this, then I will take the buy. But for now, just buy for now. Okay. So if you see something like this, you see this one, there was a clarity. This is just a complex market structure. You see this one. That's why I even took the buy over here. The structure was clear. By here, the structure is not clear. That's why even last time at the H1 time frame, when this one flipped. Okay, when this one flipped. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to watch. Today is Friday. And let me check. So so we're having PPI, purchasing, production, what do you call it? PPE means what? It simply means, okay, producer price index. So it's similar to CPI, but at this time it's at what the supply level. So that's what we are looking up to happen. It's looking good, although but before that, you need to wait for the candle to close. Okay, because if you can check its wall, you can see a lot of rejections. You can see a lot of rejections over here. A lot of rejections. So price, the body of the candle hasn't broken and closed above these rejection levels before. You get it. So you need to see price breaking above that rejection level. So either you wait for the H1 candle to break above this one, you get it, because price hasn't broken above this zone before. It's all rejected, came back, rejected, came back, rejected, rejection, rejection. So this level is a strong level. So what is the chances that this one too is not going to break, retest this one and comes back? You get it? That's what it might happen. So you better, it's important, or it will be advisable, you wait for price to break above this one, then you take a buy if you want to take a buy. Because the daily time frame, so you see a lot of barcode. Can see the barcode over here. Rejection, 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 rejection. You get it? A lot of rejection. So it's moving up. Moving. It's moving. Let's see. It would have been it would have been. So what's the name? Oraski? I don't know where you are. So you are focusing on too many things, which is going to affect your decision making. So trading, it's not about knowing big words or knowing big terms. So okay, it's not about that. So you need to be very, very careful. So if you are not profitable, I don't know your destiny. If you are not profitable because you are focusing on too many things, you focus on too many things. Trading, it's not about focusing on too many things that is going to make you successful. It's not about knowing the big words that is going to make you successful. It's about being able to replicate what is working for you. So you don't have to give it a name. You don't have to term it this. You don't have to do it this before. So that's why people scam you guys, because they will use big words and use it to scam you. That's not how trading works. Okay. So you are focusing on, I don't know how to pronounce Chidir. I don't know where you're coming from. You are focusing on too many things. You're focusing on, it's going to affect your decision making. Focusing on you are focusing on psychological level, you are focusing on trend lines, you are focusing on this, you are focusing on, so those who have been consistent on the stream can see I've not said something differently from every day I repeat the same thing, every day I repeat the same thing when it comes to chart analysis. Okay, if you want to be successful in trading, focus on only few things, don't focus on many things. Today you are learning things. Trading is not about, it's not about reading books, it's not about listening to podcasts. It's, even though it helps, okay, it helps, but it's not about that. It's about experiencing. It's about your witness, your number of years in the game. That's what is going to make you profitable. So stop focusing on many things. This. That's not what gives profitability. Okay, you are focusing on too many things, and it's going to affect your decision making. Focusing on triangle, you are seeing ascending triangles. Last time too, you are seeing fair value gap, other blocks and those things. No, that's not how trading works. If you want to see consistency, focus on few things. Focus on what works for you. Okay. So it's the price, the level is rejecting price. You get it? The level is rejecting price. So you need to understand how to read candles. So you can see this is what buyer's exhaustion candle. You have a lot of exhaustion. Okay. So the chance, unless price has broken through, okay, unless price has broken through. So since price haven't broken through, don't take an impulse entry. Okay, don't take an impulse entry. Don't take an impulse entry. So I want to see price breaking above. Unless price has broken above, you either wait for price or you can. If you want to be in consolidation, it depends on you. It depends on you. So GU is consolidating. GU, I'm not seeing a clear market structure on GU. I'm not seeing a clear market structure on GU. So nothing better. You see, the zones are rejecting it. So I think the only clarity is on GJ, but it's not that clear too. It's not all that clear. Unless maybe you are focusing on the daily time frame. You get it? Unless you are focusing on the daily time frame before the the trade will make sense for a buy. So if focusing on the daily time frame. So how has your week been? Those who have been trading, were you in profit this week or you lost? You were in losses this week. So let's share. If you're on YouTube and you have been trading, how has your week been? Did you get trades or you lost most of your trades? Were you up this week? So on YouTube, those who traded, share your experience. How has the week been? So price is really struggling to break through the zones. Maybe 8 o'clock. You see the barcode. Maybe 8 o'clock is going to move it up. But currently it's being rejected. The levels are being rejected. So now I see trading to be very, very simple. It's all about, you see, the discipline is what most people can't hold. But now I see it to be very, very, you are trading them all. But now, yeah, it's good. It's good you trade them all. So you have to make sure you understand whatever you are doing before you move to live. It's not bad you are on demo. If we are seeing consistency on demo accounts, if you come to live accounts, you see demo. If only you are doing the right thing. If only you are doing the right thing, when you come to live account, there's no way you are not going to see profitability. I bet you. I've done it before. If you trade demo and you are seeing consistency, profitability, it's the same thing when it comes to if you come to live accounts, you are going to see results. If you have been joining me since day one, you have to be making money from trading now. You have to be making money because I've been breaking down everything that I've been doing. So if I've been joining me since day one, you need to start seeing consistency. You need to start seeing consistency on the chart. So the level is being rejected. The level is being rejected. So you either wait for the break and close above this one, because there's a lot of console. Even if the structure was clear, where I would have taken an entry is what I will either wait for the breakout of this one. I'm not going to take a buy up front. I will either wait for the breakout of the zone because you are seeing the zone, the consolidations around the H1 and M30. Rather wait for the breakout of the zone before I would take a buy. I wouldn't have taken a buy now. I rather wait for the breakout to confirm the trend before I would take a buy. Yeah, the discipline is there. You see, one thing, let me share this thing to you. So I'm trying to make everyone understand trading. So if you are confused, that's why I'm saying you people have to get data. So when I'm disturbed, when I'm worried I'm not getting a trade, you know what I do? Because every trade that I'll take, all the trades that I've taken, I have a screenshot of my wins. Okay. So if I have a winning trade, I'll make a screenshot. So if I'm not getting a trade, what I will do is what? I'll just go back and flip my pictures. Okay. I'll flip my pictures and I'll just tell myself I'm the one who did this. That's how I used to get confidence in my system. I'll just ask myself, I'm the one who did this thing. I'm the one who took this trade. I'm the one who took this trade. Same thing. And I have the idea or the mindset that same thing is going to happen. So I'll just tell myself, be patient. The same thing is going to happen again. You get it? But if you're not doing it like that, you might feel like your strategy is failing or something. So you need to take a screenshot of all your trades. And if it's a lie, if you are confused, if you are just not getting trades, you just flip it and just tell yourself you are the one who took this trade. This thing is going to happen again. This thing is going to happen again. You get it? This thing is going to happen again. And it will surely happen again. You need to reflect on your wins and just give yourself confidence that the same thing is going to happen again. The same thing is going to happen again. The reason why most people are worried, the reason why most people think trading is you have to be taking trades every day is because of what? All these things. Trading is not about, unless maybe you are focusing on the lower time frames. You focus on lower time frames like the 1 hour, 30 minutes. With that one, if you're focusing on 1 or 2 pairs or 3 pairs, you might be getting trades every day. That's fine. But as in your success or your profitability, focusing on those things, according to me, I don't know of someone to, but according to me, I see it to be what, when I did that, my success, I saw my profitability to be, I struggle to see profitability focusing on those things. You get it? But it might be working for someone. I'm not going to condemn it doesn't work, but it might be working for someone. You get it? It might be working for someone. So you need to be doing that. Focus on, take a screenshot of your wins, just reflect on them, just go back to them. Okay, then ponder about them, just be thinking about how you did it and those things, because the same thing is going to happen again. The same thing is going to happen. That's what is going to give you confidence. So this thing is not in my trading plan because of what it's not in my trading plan, and I'm not going to take it. You get it? I'm not going to take it. If it moves, fine. If it moves, I don't care. You get it? I don't care. So it's not about I don't want to take a trade. If it is my trading plan, I'll be taking it. By the daily time frame, is looking good. With the daily time frame, it's looking good. But H4 is something that is not clear to me. But it might spike up. So if you guys can remember this one too, last 2 weeks, this trade that we didn't take, it was the same thing. I was confused on the structure. You get it? This one too. So it's the same thing that is reflecting over here. It's the same thing that is happening over here. So you need to be very patient, and if you are patient, you'll be able to So the 50 minutes is pulling back. The zone is being rejected. It's rejecting. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, patience and emotional trading. Patience and emotion trading is disturbing me a lot. So let's try and solve this problem. Patience and emotional trading is disturbing me a lot. So you see, trade. So it's all come back to what I was saying. The reason why you are not patient, the reason why you are facing emotional problems when it comes to execution, it's all about. It comes back to the same thing that I was saying. You are not asking. You, how should I even put it? Mm. So you see, you need to with your trading style, you've not traded it enough. You are not having more data to back what you have been trading. So supposing maybe you see when you were a kid, some things you used to get afraid of. You get it. You need to be scared of certain things when you were a kid, but now you are not afraid of those things again. So you need to ask yourself, why are you not afraid of those things again? You get it. Why are you not afraid of those things again? It's because of your experience level. You've seen those things, it's not going to do anything to you. You get it. So it's the same thing in trading. It's the same thing in trading. The reason why you are scared, the reason why you are impatient, is because you don't know what you are doing. That is the fact. You get it? Jcon. It's because you don't know what you are doing. So assuming you have seen something happening over and over and over again. You see, this one like this, I'm not confident in execute, even though I know it might be moving up and other stuff, but I'm not confident in executing. You get it? It's not in my trading plan. It's not in my A plus. Okay, let me put it this way. You see, with trace, for me, I have A plus setup. A plus setup means what? All the things that I'm looking for aligns. Okay, all the things that I'm looking for aligns, and you have B. Like I've categorized my setups in different what categories. Okay, so if I have A plus setup, A plus setup. So this one, for instance, the Monday trade is one of my A plus setup. I took the trade. The daily time frame, the daily time frame was up downtrend. H4 time frame was downtrend. It has come back. It's broke through the zone, retested on a key level. And if you remember, last time I said the zone was what multiple zones at what the daily time frame. Price has created a support. It's one of my A plus setup, and what even anytime I'm going to see it, I'm going to execute. Anytime I so these things I've traded it over and over and over and over and again. You get it? So I'm not afraid when I'm executing on such trade. You get it? So when I'm executing on this trade, there's no way I'm going to be emotional. Even if it is pulling back on me, I strongly believe I'll win this trade. You get it? So these are the things that you need to do. These are the things that you need to do. But when you are not familiar with your strategy, you are not having a strategy, that's when the panic comes in. You get it? You panic because you've not seen the thing happening over and over again. But if you have seen it happening over and over again, you are not going to be emotional. You are not going to panic because you've seen it happening over and over and over again. You get it? You are not going to panic. So the thing is trying to move up. The thing is trying to move up. It's trying to move up. It's trying to move up. Let's see. Is it going to break out? Or is it going to reject it like the previous one? So far, lending session, I've not gotten any GBP. I've not taken, so far as I started focusing on GJ, I've not gotten any trade on GJ during the lending session. But the lending session has been giving a nice, it has been bringing in nice volume during that time. So Jcon, just go back to your trace. Okay, just go back to your trace, and or just if you are not having any data, start keeping records of your trace and these things. So it's not, if you want to get rid of trading emotions, it's not about reading books. You get it? If you want to get rid of trading emotion is, you can't get rid of trading emotions by reading books, listening to a podcast, someone telling you you need to do this, you need to do this. Now, that's not how you get rid of trading emotions. If you want to get rid of emotions, it's about you knowing what works for you. You get it? You knowing what works for you. If you understand what works for you, there's no way you'll be getting trading emotions. So it's still being rejected. So Friday, I'm not going to. I'm 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 up this week. Okay, so today is Friday. I'm not going to play with my profit that I've made for the week. I'm just going to. It's all about protecting your capital. So I'm protecting my capital. Monday, I think so far I had one win, two break even. I'm okay. Someone lost within the week. So if you've gotten a trade, you are in profit for the week. You have to count yourself as a profitable trader. If you win within a week, even if it's a one trade, you are a profitable trader because most people lost within the week. So if you saw profit within the week, then you are a successful trader, a profitable trader for the week. It is moving up, trying to move up, but because of the consolidations, It would have been a nice buy for me. I've not been getting GJ very, very well. I've not been getting it very well when it comes to GJ. It's having a nice moves during the lending session, but I've not been getting a nice trade for me to educate. So this one was looking good for a buy. So it's looking good for a buy. But I was not seeing the structure well. So it got rejected on the daily time frame. Retested on the daily time frame. H42. H42 rejected it. You had the zones over here. It's okay. It's okay for me to miss it. It's okay. So if it is moving, then it's going to move to this side. Wow, it is really moving well. Yeah, so it's not in my trading plan. You get it? It's not in my trading plan, so I let it go. Patience is golden. Patience is golden. So what I wanted to see is something like this. I don't want to see something like these structures. I wanted to see smooth break rate test like this. Then I would have taken the buy. The H4 wasn't clear to me. That's why I even let it go. So now the wicks of the candle has been broken, the consolidation has been broken. So the chances that price is going to head to this side is very high. Wow. So no FOMO, because I'm not feeling FOMO, fear of missing out, because it was not in my plan. You get it? It was not in my plan. Wow. It is really moving well for GG. It's really moving well. Really, really moving well. But it was not in my trading plan, so I have to let it go. You get it? I have to let it go. So that's it about trading. So you need to know what works for you. Okay, you need to know what works for you. If it is something that you've not taken before, you don't have to force yourself. So even though I was having the idea that it's going to move up, but it wasn't in my trading plan, so I just allowed it to move. I just allow it to move. So if you are going back to my past trades, you can see some consistency in the trades that I've been taking. I don't do things randomly. When it comes to trading, I don't do things randomly. All my trades are systematic. If you are doing back testing and going back to all my past trades, you can see the consistency in the way I execute trades. So I don't trade like I feel like. I trade what I see on the chart, not how I feel. If you trade based on how you feel, you are not going to see consistency. You need to, all the things that you be doing should be consistent, so that even it's not consistent, it's going to be very hard for you to repeat the same process. That's when the FOMO and those things comes in. You need to be able to track your performance. You need to be able to track your performance. So if the H1 candle close, waiting for the H1 candle to close and see. So when the 8 o'clock candle close, if it's close above this one, then it's going to head this side straight. Okay, there's a lot of volume. As in the pip value for gold is GJ is very, I don't know why, it's kind of very big. So if you get a good entry on GJ, I think there was a lot of money to be made on GJ. If you get a nice peak range on GJ, wow, you can make a lot of money. Wow. So I'm not pissed off. I'm not sad that I didn't take the trade, but it's all about just keeping in check of whether next time if it happens like that, are you going to be taking it or what? It's not in my trading plan because the structure at H4 is not looking well to me. GJ itself needs to move. You have an upward potential. Like you see the weekly time frame. When you watch the weekly time frame, you can see this one has broken the tip of this one. So if you start flipping, it's going to flip to this side. So next week, for instance, you are going to see more buys on GJ. In case maybe if it's able to flip, it has already, so it's left it. Maybe we see a bullish flip, because the tip of the previous candle has already been broken. So what you are going to be seeing is what? So if the daily candle breaks above this one, then you are going to price is going to move upwards. You get it? Price is going to move upwards. So it would have been a nice buy on GJ, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the way I take my entries. It doesn't. I've not seen something, or I've not executed on something of this sort. So if I'm doing accountability, I'm going to struggle in case maybe I took this buy because it doesn't fit the way I trade. You get it? It doesn't fit the way I trade. So I'm having records of all the trades that I've taken. So if you can see this, these are the records of all the trades that I've taken. You get it? I've listed them over here. So I just go back and just watch the chart again at those times. That's what I do. So this trade doesn't fit the way I trade. That's why I didn't execute. Let me see GBP CHF. I think I just recently that I started looking at the pound yen. I've traded it before, but I stopped for some time. But I think I have to go back, just be checking the movements. I'm more comfortable trading the pound dollar than the pound yen. So I think the pound yen is very good. It gives a lot of pip value. So I think at the closure of this candle, it's left with 7 minutes for the candle to close. Wow. It's really moving well. So from here to this side, it's even like 27 pips. So assuming maybe everything aligned, I would have taken a buy around this side. So the H1 was an uptrend. You get it? H1 was an uptrend, created this resistance. The 30-minute too was an uptrend, created the support. So this point would have been the point you would have taken the buy. This point would have been the point you would have taken a buy. But it's Friday, so it's okay. It's Friday, so no pressure. We come again next week. So next week, fundamentals. Okay, so next week we are having bank holiday on Monday. So I think the only time you can be able to trade is the lending session. You have a lot of GBP claimant count change. Well, okay, you have CPI too. Wow, then next week is going to be a lot of high impact news. You have euro interest rates to core retail sales. Wow, so next week on lending session, we're having a lot of, you have GBP too, you have retail sales on Friday, the lending session on GBP. You're having CPI on GBP. Wow. You're having claimant count on GBP. So the only time that you are not going to have news during the lending session is on Monday. It's on Monday and Thursday. So next week is going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough. So how many people got a trade on GBP JPY? If it fell in your trading plan, let me know. If it fell in your trading plan, let me know. Wow, it's really moving well. It's really, really moving well. So either the next candle is going to pull back, then we get a continuation of the trend. Was it? And even if you are taking a buy, there was a support level over here that the H4 was supposed to break above. Okay, there was a support level over here. So one thing you have to notice was not every move that you can catch. Some moves you are even aware it will move. So the other time too, you were aware this move was going to move to this side. You missed the trade. So it's normal. It's normal. Next time you'll be able to catch it. So far this week, only one trade for the week, one profitable trade for the week. Wow, the thing has really moved massively. I think GJ is a nice pair to trade, 45 pips. So the stop loss would have been like 30 pips. Take profits. So it was a nice risk reward. So the target is going to be here. The target is going to be around this level. The target is going to be around this level. So the H1 candle is about to close. The H1 candle is about to close. So in the next few seconds, it's closed. So if the next candle flips to this side, it's going to head to this side and you take profits. So the next candle is flipping. So am I sad or am I worried about the miss move? No, I'm not worried. So if you can go back to the stream as we came, I said I have a strong belief that this one is going to move up, but it doesn't fit because of one or two things at the H4. Because mostly I rely on the H4 time frame. One thing that's that prevented me from taking the buy is what it has gotten to this support level. The candle didn't break above, and according to the strategy, it doesn't fit the way I take the buy. You get it? So I decided to let it go. Okay, next week another opportunity will present yourself. So the moment you see the pattern that works for you, things becomes very clear. You don't have any doubt. This is not a miss. I've not missed this move because it wasn't in my trading plan. Okay, I've not missed this move because it wasn't in my trading plan. My trading plan is to wait for the candle should have retested on this level. Okay, the candle should have retested on this level and continue. So it's not in my trading plan. So I've not missed the trade, or I've not missed the trade. I've not missed the trade. So I'm not worried about the move. You get it? I'm not worried about the move. I'm not worried about the move. So the reason how I've been passing my account is because of my patience level. I wait for the things that I've seen before I will execute. I wait for the things that I've seen before I will execute, because I'm not in competition with anyone. You get it? I'm not in competition with anyone. So I usually wait for the things that I've seen before, then I execute. Even though sometimes it might take you a long time, but that's the best way to go by. You get it? That's the best way to go by. Yeah, so let's wait for the next 30 minutes candle to close. So it's either going to pull back or it's going to. Let's wait for the next 30 minutes candle closing. Then let me check GU, my favorite. So even if H with the daily with GU, even if the H4 candle close around this side, even if it close around this side, you can still be taking. It's going to be very hard for us to take a buy because you have a lot of consolidations around this side. So it's going to be very hard for us to take a buy, a sell rather. So I'm sure it's going to reject. These levels are going to be rejected. So it needs to close well for us to get an entry. For us to get an entry during the. So it is pulling back, but it will flip to this side. The target is at this side, so by all means it will flip to that side. Since the zone has been broken, it's just a pullback. Okay, just a pullback. So because the focus time frame is on the H4 time frame, so by all means it will flip up. So if you're in a trade, don't be scared. It's just doing a pullback. of the light. Yeah, so today there's nothing better for us to. I'm not seeing. There's no clarity on the chat. There's no clarity on the chat. So this trade that is happening on GG is similar to the trade that you took, but this happens to be a buy. It's very it's similar to what we took on the other time. You get it? So it's similar, but the only reason is what the structure was what a downtrend, and I didn't want to. So it has created a support over here. You see, as the bullish candle close around the side, as the bullish candle close like this, it's created a support. You get it? It's created a support, and the trend is supposed to continue to this side. It has created a support. You get it? So it's the same thing that happened on GU2. On GU2 the other time, it broke above, created a support. You get it? And the trend is continuing downtrend. You see, as the bearish candle closed, it created a support. So it's the same thing that is happening over here. But with this one, the trend was very clear. You get it? The trend was very clear as compared to GG. GG, the H4 trend is not clear to me. You get it? So as I'm saying, it's just going to flip and continue. The trend wasn't clear. You would have taken a buy at this side. You would have taken a buy at this side, but it doesn't fit the way I usually execute my trades. That's why I didn't take it. It's similar to, they say it's similar to the trade that you took on Monday. You get it? It's similar to the trade you took on Monday, but at this point, it wasn't fitting to the way I usually execute my trades. You get it? I normally want to see a clear structure, because all the trades that I've been taking, we having clarity in the trend. You get it? There's clarity in the trend when you move here, this trade. So it's similar to, so the patterns has been repeating itself every day. It's similar to this trade. You can see this well too very well. It broke out. created a support, and what the trend continuation. So sometimes some of the trades might be looking sketchy. You get it. So when one thing is, when it is not clear, when the trend is not clear, when things are not clear to you, kindly avoid it. Don't force things to happen, or don't execute, because you'll be going back to your trades and you'll be checking. Okay, you'll be going to, if you are taking a trade which is outside your trading plan, then it's a gambling, because you never had a plan on how you are going to execute a trade. You just, because of your intuition, your feelings is telling you it's going to buy, that's why you executed. So anytime you take a trade which is outside your trading plan, it is a gambling. Okay, it's a gambling. But if it fits the way you trade, if you can pull back all your data and check it and see if it's exactly the same things that you've been taking in the past days, then it's what, it's a professional game that you've played. Like it really fits the way you trade. But if you are trading something outside your trading plan, then it's a gambling. That's how I see it, because all the trades that I've been taking, I need to make sure if I go back to my trades, I'll be able to what, I'll be able to see a repetition in all the things that I've done. Okay, that's what usually builds my confidence. That's what usually builds my confidence. But if I'm taking something that I'm not convinced of taking, I'm not convinced about it, because I've not taken something of that sort before, then it's a gambling. That's when the emotions come in. That's when, so people will be testing me or sending me messages telling me, "Oh, PK, I'm not seeing. I'm emotional. Like anytime I see trees, I will just tell you, how many times have you seen the same thing happening over and over again? You need to track your trades. You are not tracking your trades. You get it. So trading is very simple. It's a simple game to play. If I'm not saying you have to trade like the way I trade, you get it. I'm not saying you have to trade like the way I trade, but at least you need to see. You have to make sure what you are doing is the process. You get it. You can be able to repeat the same process. So waiting for the 30-minute candle to close, then we execute. We're waiting for the 30-minute candle. So it's pulling back. If as it is pulling back, it's just a retracement. Okay, it's just a correction. It's just correcting, and the trend will continue downwards. You get it? It's just correcting, and the trend will continue. So you need to stay patient. If you are in the trade, this should be your target. Okay, this zone should be your target. So this zone should be your target. A buy, but today it's a Friday. I'm very calm, just chilling. Okay, just chilling, watching the chart and those stuff. So I'm not going to do any damn shit. So even if within a week you get 2% on your account, it's better than what the banks are going to give it to you, because mostly the banks within a year, if within a year, treasury bills, even per annum, how much do they give it to you? Per annum, they don't even give you more than this thing. So if you are able to get 2% every week and it's being consistent, I think in the next year or in the next days to come, you are going to be a millionaire. If you're able to make 2% on any account, so imagine if giving you 100,000 and you are making like 2% on accounts every week. So that's how you have to be seeing trading. You have to look at the percentage side. You get it? You need to look at the percentage side every month. How many returns are you making on accounts? Even within a month, if you are being able to make like 2%, okay, if you are being able to make like 2% every month, you are up. You are way up than someone who is struggling to make money in the forex market. So it's not about rushing. Don't rush. Don't think like trading is. It's an easy way. I always say it's an easy way to make it's, even though it's very hard to make money, but it is the easiest way to get. If you enter into trading, easiest way to get your dreams, because it's very simple. Just predict and make money. And the pattern is just a pattern repetition. If you're able to know your pattern, so this is not my pattern. Okay, this is not my pattern. So let me make it very simple. This is not my pattern. So it's all about repeating your pattern. This is not my pattern. Okay, So my patterns are like what's happening on the other time. These are my patterns because everything aligns. But if it looks similar to your pattern, don't even take it. It's not your pattern. It should be the same thing as your pattern. If it looks similar, don't execute. Okay, don't execute if it looks similar. You need to make sure it fits exactly the way you trade. Okay, I'm not going to feel like because there was money on the line. I'm not going to feeling like it's going to destroy your career. Feeling an intuition, your feelings is going to destroy your career, will destroy you totally. So this one fits the way I trade. This one fits the way I trade. This one doesn't fit my pattern. So this one fits my pattern. So this one fits my pattern. This one fits my pattern. This one fits my pattern. So you see similar thing. Okay, it was very similar to the trade that is happening now. If you pull up to the 30-minute time frame, you can see some similarities. So I'm very confident because I really know and I understand my patterns. I really understand my pattern. That's why I'm very, very confident. I know my setups and my setup to know me. I know my setup and my setup to knows me. So if it doesn't fit, so I'm waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. So in the next 12 minutes, it will close. If it closes and I don't see anything, so GU, when with what you are going to be looking for on GU, it has currently retested on this zone. So I'm sure it's going to flip because it has gotten to a strong level that it's currently rejecting price. Okay, so I'm sure maybe you are going to be seeing something for the trend to continue. But until then you need to wait for price to break through. So most one thing I've seen is what currently GJ and GU are moving together currently. So either one, if one gets to a resistance and one hasn't gotten to the target, either one will move very fast, come and catch up with what the other pair is doing. That's what I've noticed about that pair. I've noticed about that pair. So sometimes you might be seeing a pullback. So this pullback that you are seeing is just because GU has gotten to a rejection level. Okay, since of late I've been seeing them moving together. So since GU has gotten to a rejection level, that's why you are seeing something of that sort at the daily and H4 time frame. So it's normal, it's happening. It's normal, it's happening on what the H4 time frame. So just a pullback and it will continue. If you're in the trade, you don't have to panic. You just have to stay in the trade because this is the overall target. Okay, this is the target. It's just a pullback. It's just a competition among buyers and sellers. So by all means, you see a pullback. So you just have to stay patient and stick to the plan. Let the candle get to the target. You get it. Let the candle get to the target, or let price get to the target before you exit the trade. So it's because it has gotten to this rejection level. GU has gotten to this rejection level. You get it. So one thing I'm expecting it to happen is what? But for now, I'm still not going to get a trade on GU because the way structure is looking at the H4 time frame, it looks very, very. It doesn't look clean. Okay, it doesn't look clean. It's a lot of consolidations over here. So unless maybe price has broken, so the reason why I'm be able to predict this one because I know my pattern. So unless price breaks below this one on GU, before you can even take the zone, the range is now. So you need to, if you are looking for range, you need to look for range that makes sense, not a tight range. Don't be in a trade where you are going to put. That's why, like, don't put yourself in a position where you are going to struggle before you can price will move in your favor. I'm I'm a supporter of going for what a big range. You get it? I'm a supporter of going for a big range. This range is very small. It's very small for you to what as in for you to this way for you for price to get your target. It's very very small. Okay, it's very very small. So you need to always look for big range. So that's what I usually look for. This one is a big range. When you move to this side, we had a big range. Okay, so within a week, I just want one or two trades within a week. So we had a big range over here. We had a big range over here. So these are the trades that have been taken in the past. So we had a big range over here. So I usually look for what big range, big range. That's what I normally go for. Big range are the ones that I go for. I don't go for an average range. Okay, I don't go for an average range. So those are the ranges that I go for. So GU, even if price close bearish, even if the H4 candle close bearish, there's still not going to be an entry because you have a lot of ranges around the side, and now price hasn't even closed yet. So it can be a pullback and other stuff. So I don't think today there's going to be a trade on GU. The only trade that you would have gotten is on GJ. GJ was the one that was kind of looking clean, but kind of something. It was not clear to me, but that GJ was the pair for the day. GJ was the pair for the day for monitoring, but it wasn't looking clean for me. It wasn't looking clean for me. That's why I didn't take it. I don't guess if I'm taking a trade. I make sure it's logic. It's making sense. Okay. I make sure it's making sense before I'll execute. I don't just take trades based on my feelings. So next week too is going to be very next week is going to be very chaotic because you have a lot of mostly the profitable sessions are the lending session. You get it, but next week lending session we're having a lot of news events for GBP. Okay, we're having a lot of news events for GBP. So those on YouTube, how many people have seen growth as you started joining my live stream? How many people have seen growth? Those on YouTube, how many people have seen growth in their trading, or even on Telegram? How many people have seen?
What do you this? But me like this, I've seen good.
You've seen growth? You've seen growth.
Yeah.
You need to pay your dues.
I will. I pass that account, so when I start cashing out.
Why you pass the account?
Yeah, I pass that account.
Really? Why is it?
The one I was talking to you about.
Okay. Why is it today that you pass? Was it
Yeah,
today?
today.
Which pair? Which currency pair did you take?
GG.
You took the buy.
Yeah, today one.
Why did you take the buy? What did you see?
So yesterday I wanted to take so I look at there's a double bottom price reject
with time frame.
That's the 4 H4.
Okay.
The same thing happened yesterday. There was rejection at the top. Then when price got there, it started to sell. So I waited for price to like yesterday for price to break that support.
This candle.
Yeah.
This one. This yesterday's rejection.
Yeah, that's yesterday's rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when the what was it? When the 1 o'clock, candle, when it when it's closed bullish, that's bullish engulfing
This one,
9 o'clock candle.
the 9 o'clock candle. Okay.
The 9 o'clock.
Mm.
The 9 o'clock. Yeah. So when the 1 o'clock closed bullish at 5, when it closed bullish at 5, engulfing this one, then I took one. So I waited for the rejection and then I do.
Okay, at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So the 9 o'clock candle was a rejection at the top here, then it formed like a doji candle.
This
But
one.
when the 1 o'clock,
Okay. And today too. So you've closed the trade.
yeah, I've closed it. And today too, I got the entry at the 15 minutes.
Here.
The 6:45 candle. The 6:45 candle.
This candle.
Yes. When it's closing, I wait for the confirmation of the 7 o'clock.
So why did you close it? I mean, it still have some upward move.
Okay,
Or you've
but
got your
they,
target.
they closed it themselves. Like they closed the trade. When I hit the target,
They closed it.
target, they closed it.
Yeah. So now are you trading the accounts or you are just trading the proprietary, like you are just trading the challenges?
The challenge have passed right now, so they are about to release their funding accounts.
What
but
are
the other account too. I didn't take this trade on the other account that I passed, the funded one. I took it on the challenge, the evaluation.
But why don't you take it on the funded account to get money? Or you are interested in passing challenges?
Yeah, I wanted to pass it.
That's nice. Let's hope you'll be able to repeat it again. Yeah, the buy was it was looking good for buy, but the reason I didn't take it because of the structure. The H4 is a downtrend. Yeah, I don't want to take something. I even said it's looking good for buy, but I didn't want to involve myself in something that I'm not familiar with. I normally take trades that I'm familiar with, the patterns that I'm familiar with. If not, I'm not familiar with some patterns, I just ignore it. It was looking good for a buy because the daily candle price has pulled back, rejected on the daily time frame. Okay, so the entry would have even been on, but the daily didn't give an entry. So usually I have to make sure the H4 too is aligned, but H4 was doing different things. So that's why I didn't even take it. Okay, someone was saying, good morning, boss. How do you track your previous trades or charts? Does this mean that the 1 day time frame repeat the next day or the 5-minute time frame repeated? So how I track my trades is like the process or the procedure I go through before I will execute. So if, let me take this trade for instance, this is how I track my trades. I repeat the same process. So it's all about repetition. So you have to know what you are looking for. Like you have to know how your strategy works before you be able to plan your trade. So anytime you execute a trade, you don't have to do things. So the reason why you mostly become confused on either to execute this trade or not to execute this trade is because you are doing things randomly. Whatever you are going to do should be systematic. Okay, you should be able to repeat. So if you are going back to all my trades that have been taken, you will realize that all the things that I've been doing are systematic. There's no deviation in any of the things that I've been doing. You get it? So that's what it means you are tracking your trades. I'm repeating the same process. So, but you need to first of all understand whatever you are doing before you be able to even track when the trades that you took, your wins, that the winning trades that you took, what are the things that you factor into consideration of the things that the lay down procedures you went through before executing the trades. You need to understand that thing. Okay, so me, for instance, I have a procedure. I have to make sure all the time frames are in the same direction. You get it? I need to make sure all the time frame are in the same direction. So there's a break above support, there's a break above resistance. I don't want to be in a trade where there's support and resistance and those things. You get it? You get it? Before I will execute a trade. So you need to have to make sure you need to have a plan. Okay, what are the things that you look? So that's why I'm always saying you need to go back to your wins and track it. You need to track your wins. What did you do? If you have been trading, you need to ask yourself, why am I taking this trade? What did you see? Then you repeat the same process. So that's what usually I do. Does your prediction go right always? So my prediction doesn't go right always, but I have a high win rate. So for the last my funded account, both phases I lost only one trade. Both phase one I didn't lose any trade. Phase two I lost only one trade. You get it? So both phases I lost only one trade. So my win rate, because I wait for high confirmation trades, my win rate is very high because I wait for high confirmation. I don't take any average trade. So sometimes I don't care if I go the whole weekend I'm not getting a trade. I don't care. You get it? So I have a high win rate. Okay, I have a high win rate, and I know my pair, and I understand my pair that I trade. So I have a high win rate. I have like 80 something percent win rate. So my win rate is very high. You get it? My win rate is very high because I have track records of what I'm doing. Okay, so if we're in the GJ trade, I think you still have to hold because it has room for the side to get filled. Okay. So Richie, you have to go back to your trades and make sure you are tracking, because if you are not tracking and you are taking random trades, one day it will hit you hard. You get it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, you need to
the lost trees and the trees.
So focus on the wins. The things that you did that made you the wins. That's what you need to focus. Yeah, repeat the same process. Okay, so congratulations for being able to pass it back and forth, back and forth. I think you people are making me proud. You people are seeing results. I'm happy for what you guys are doing. That means you are getting value for the money you paid. I hope you've got value for the money you paid.
Yeah.
Too much value. I said, I always say with my mentorship, I should have charged like thousands of dollars, because the value, my 6 years of losing value is what I'm giving it to you guys for. Just 300 CDs, 400 CDs. And I'm saying with time, people, my mentorship is not going to cost less than even 1,000 CDs, because the value I'm giving to you, these people that you are paying, they are taking monthly, are not even giving you such value. So with time, maybe it will increase. So if you are not taking advantage of it, for you to be in the private group, even aside the stream cry, I do usually share some nuggets as in outside streams on WhatsApp, giving you information on the things you need to focus on and other stuff, which is a valuable information. So you guys, if you're on YouTube and if not taking action to join the private group, you are just doing yourself a harm. Kindly take action now. All right, so see you on Monday. This week has been profitable. We are way ahead this week. So you need to be happy. Just if you had some profit this week and you didn't blow it, just go and buff. Don't play New York session. Forget about it. Go and buff. Go and sit at some place. Reflect on how you are going to tackle on next week too. Reflect on the trades you took. Go and sit at some place and chill. Don't involve. I'm not going to be active during the New York session, so I'm down for the week. You get it? I'll come back. Then I'm not going to trade the New York session. I'm not going to be watching the chart on the New York session. I'm down for the week. So that's all about trading. You trade less, and what the less you trade, the more money you get. All right, so see you on Monday, but private group you'll be communicating, but maybe Sunday I will try and do some live and share some nuggets. All right, see you on Monday. Thank you for joining today's stream. Bye bye.